Hello, everybody. Good to see you, albeit virtually, but it's nice to actually see people in their own places, in your homes, in your rooms. Interesting. Anyway, I hope that we will be able to get together in person sometime soon. So we're going to talk about presenting yourself online. I'm going to share something with you. Okay. So I have been helping people with their glossophobia for years, which means glosso, the Greek for tongue, speech, and phobia, of course, the fear of public speaking. According to Jerry Seinfeld, the fear of public speaking is number one. Number two is death. That means, as he says it, if you're at a funeral, you would rather be the person in the casket, the one giving the eulogy. This is the problem with public speaking. Either you had a bad experience when you were growing up in the second grade doing show and tell, the teacher said, no, that was not good. Or what happens here is I work with people either in the army or in university, and they've been told, okay, do a presentation. Great. They don't know where to start. Where do I start? How do I organize it? What do I begin with? How do I stand? What do I do with my hands? Now, put on top of that the problem of Zoom phobia. Now we are facing a camera. Right now, I don't see any of you. I don't have a connection with an audience. I'm looking at a little green light on the camera on my computer. And now I have to face the camera, an audience, and still talk to them like I'm talking to real people. So that's why I do these workshops. I work with diplomats at the foreign ministry. I work with government spokespeople, high-tech people. Years ago, I started working with people who were professors and lecturers at universities online. And already we had to see how to adapt their style of presenting to a class, now to a camera online. How do you change the content? How do you change your voice? How I stand, my body language. So here's the problem. When I'm talking to remote audiences, I have a lot of challenges as the speaker. Number one, as you've noticed, the technology is not perfect. There are distractions. Some people are at home, there are kids, your spouses. Again, I'm talking to a camera and not to real people. I can't engage the audience online the same as if I'm in person. If I'm talking to a live group, I'm getting cues from them. People are nodding. I see their faces. I see their eye contact. They're with me. They're not understanding. And the audience themselves have screen fatigue. How many Zoom meetings have you been in already? I've done a few. So they can't concentrate. And maybe they're checking out some other app, whatever. So let me ask you, let's take a second. And can you put into the chat, what is your greatest challenge right now when it's speaking online, presenting yourself online? Is it appearing on camera? Is it engaging the audience? Or is it adapting the content online? So again, is it engaging the audience? Is it appearing on camera? Or is it adapting the content online? I see a lot of engage, engage, engage. People have problems engaging with the audience. It is difficult. Right, seeing if the audience is engaged, exactly. Seeing everyone, it is so frustrating. Let me tell you, engage, engage, engage. Eye contact. Yes, where am I looking? We're going to talk about that. Looking directly at the camera, it's not comfortable. Right now, I want to look down at the chat. I'm looking at the people, but as much as possible, I have to look up at the camera. Okay, so let's go back to sharing this. I want to go over a few points. Thank you very much. So what do I need to do? How do I deal with this? First of all, I've got to set my frame. As we said, the camera should be more or less at eye level. Do I have to change the angle of my computer screen? Should I put a book underneath the computer to make it higher? And I have to look straight at the camera. Try to be in the center of the frame. As you can see here on the left side, these two people are more or less in the center of the frame, with a little bit of room above them. On the right side, this woman is cut off at the forehead. The woman below has a lot of room above her. Now, you've only got this little square to present yourself. So you want to use it in the best way. You want people to see as much as they can. Remember also, and we're going to talk about using your voice, people, even if they can't have even if they don't have a problem hearing, they actually look at your lips to help them understand what you're saying. So you've got to be centered so they can see you. And what else is in the frame? What's behind you? This is actually a diplomat that I worked with. Ohad was in England, and he did an interview online. And the top picture is exactly what the people saw. The viewers saw him like this, lovely frame. He's in the middle, the bookshelves, the curtains, the white background, he's in his suit, and down below is the full picture. So it doesn't matter what's around you as long as that's not what I see. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people in their messy bedrooms with their pajamas, their unmade bed behind them. Come on, folks. I know it's hard to find a quiet room where nobody's going to bother me, where I will be able to concentrate. But you've got to think of the frame and what you're seeing. That's part of the message. Important not to have light behind you. Try to have a light in front of you, a mirror, just a lamp. Or I have this lovely light ring. They're easy to get. You can use that. But do not sit with a window or sunlight directly behind you, because then you will be in the dark. Lose your sweats, of course. No stripes or plaids. Not good. So I want to take just 1 minute and check a few frames here. Let's look around. Yoshua, you're looking good. You've got it right in the middle there. Very nice. Samer, you're kind of far away, so you've got a lot of headroom above you. Moises, very nice, but I would take it just a step back so I can have, yes, just a bit above you. Avi, not bad, not bad. Maybe a touch closer. Who else is online? Charlene, very nice. You're in the center. You've got that nice thing behind you. Liron is using the nice virtual background. Great. Carol in the middle. Very nice, very nice. Lilach is playing with it. You're still a little far away, so you're a little small. Remember, you want to use as much as, yeah, there you go. Now I can see you. You're fair. Folks, you have to give me the same cues as if I'm in the same room with you. This is a very intimate medium. It's a good thing I was on a soap opera. Miriam, very nice. I'm seeing you. Maybe just a touch, if you could leave a little room above you so it wouldn't be, yeah, but you got a light there, I see, is the problem. Aha, you're right. Kol hakavod. People are listening to me. Isn't that nice? Tomer, nice, nice background. That's your virtual background. I gather I would see if you could get a little closer so you'll be more in the center. And the rest of you, oh, well, good luck. Try this on your own. Thank you very much. Great. I'm going back for a few points. So now that I've got my frame and I'm looking good online, how do I decide what to talk about? How do I organize what I want to talk about? Whether you're networking, whether you're presenting yourself in a job interview, it is most important to remember that people remember the beginning and the end more than anything else. That's why I call it conclusion, filler, conclusion. This is what I've learned from government spokespeople. That's what they're told. When they put together a message for the media, conclusion, filler, conclusion. So when you're talking about presenting yourself, networking, start right in. Don't give me that CV, I went to Gan Ruti, and then I went to high school and I studied engineering, and then I worked here. No, start right in. What's the most, give me an exciting project that you worked on. Tell me something exciting about your work, a client that you worked with, an example, a story. People remember stories more than anything else, a personal story to get that across. You need the wow opening. And there are 3 elements, according to Aristotle, which help us to persuade people. Ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is your credibility. Why should I listen to you? What are your credentials? Who are you? What's your background, your experience, your education? Pathos, you've got to appeal to the heart, the emotion. That's why the stories help. Often when we talk about startups, a good way to start is, when I broke my back, I found out that there are so many ways that people need to be helped with their balance. So I came up, and this is actually a researcher I worked with at a university, I came up with this contraption to help people check they're balanced and to make them more stable. People love those stories. Logos, the logic. You still have to give me the logic, the reasoning, the evidence, why, to back it up. And when you're adapting your content for online, as I said, keep it short and simple. What I'm doing here, I would probably do longer if I'm live and with people in the same room. The conclusion, filler conclusion. Think about how you're going to begin your pitch, especially, or if you're even networking. What do I need to know about you? What's interesting? What's unique about you? Then I can go into more information, and then your conclusion, because that's what I'm going to remember. So that wow opening, think of different things you can do in presentations. I can use a story. I can use a picture. I can use a video, an example, a success story, an example of a success story. Keep your content focused. We call it the WIFM. What's in it for me? Why should your audience listen to you? And when you share visuals, keep them visual, concise, and maybe humorous. And now the body language for the camera. Sit up straight like a mensch. I can't tell you how many people are schlumping in their chairs because they're at home. Use your presence. Eyes on the camera, smile. By the way, even if I can't see you, smiling and using your hands affects your voice. It frees your voice. So if you are on a phone conversation, a radio interview, even there, smiling and using my hands frees my voice. You have to use the same energy as a live audience. A while ago, I realized this is like being the host of a show. You have to keep up the energy, and the others, the audience, will then catch that energy. Your tone has to be conversational. I have to talk to you like I'm really talking just one-on-one to another person. Some people get into that presentation mode. No. By the way, the camera is a very intimate medium. I can see you. I can see your facial expressions, your cues. It's just like I'm in the same room with you. Be expressive with your voice. Very important. While I'm doing this, you may see me in a little square to the side, which means you can't see me that well, but you can hear me. So I have to speak clearly, slowly. I have to have pauses between my sentences. People need to be able to listen, get it, rest, go on. They have to absorb it. And if you really want to make something really stand out, conclusion, filler, conclusion, give that pause before and after. Now, what I recommend is actually practicing. You can record yourself, even on Zoom. Record yourself on Zoom and look at it afterwards. How do I look? How do I sound? Is everything clear? And that's it for me. Is everything clear to people? Do you have any questions? We might have 1 minute for a question, 1 or 2 minutes for a question. And
show your last screen again in case someone wants to ask you something afterwards.
Thank you. That's why I'm not in marketing. So if you would like to be in touch with me, please, I am happy to answer your questions, share more tips. I do courses, I do one-on-one work, group work. And the most important thing is to practice, practice, practice. Start doing it, talking to people, even recording yourself. Get a friend. At the beginning of this, I still every now and then, by the way, ask people to share, to practice with me. I need to do a practice. I want to make sure everything looks right. I want to make sure I share everything correctly. I want to make sure I look good. You know, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. And basically, even though I'm talking to a camera, I have to think I'm talking to a real person. And just as I would talk to a person and have that energy, look at them directly, I'm going to look at you directly. Because the way you're looking at me now, it's like I am a host on a TV show. I'm one of those broadcasters of a TV show. And that is not easy. So if you have any other. Okay, about the eye contact. Is it only when we're talking? Well, the thing is, even when you're listening, that's true. People want to see that you are listening and looking at them while they're speaking. So it's okay. You don't have to be robots. Here and there, you want to think of something. I have my notes, I want to check them, I look back, but as much as possible, because we're in this little screen, I do a lot of media work with the diplomats. And the problem is you're on the whole time. Right now, I can see all of you that are on your camera all the time. You're never off. So we can't, there's no time to like be off. I'm on the whole time. And those of you who are smiling, then, oh, I get a good impression of you already. So please keep that in mind. Anything else?
Can you repeat, like, or can you give us like 3 points to build the wow opening? So
yes.
Okay, great.
The wow opening, as I said, think of a story, something unique about what you do in your work, or if you're doing a job interview, a project that you were involved in, something that you don't have to give me the chronological order, like I said. Well, I was in Ganruti and then I studied this. No, it doesn't have to be. Give me the bottom line. You know, if I wanted to start with you and say, it's a good thing that I was a soap opera star because now I can help people with how to appear on camera. You're going to say, really? She what? What? It is true. It is true. I'll tell you more about that later.
In Israel, it's all about which Gan you went to.
It's which Gan you went to, where were you in the army, and who do you know?
Don't underestimate the Gan.
Yeah, that's always my question. Are you married to an Israeli? No, we made Aliyah together. What? Why? Like, that's also something.
Okay. Also, like Daniella, that you're from Holland, you know, that's also something kind of different. So why are you here? And what does that mean that you're Dutch? And do you use that you're Dutch? And, you know, maybe as a Dutch person, you can say, I speak 3 or 4 languages. You know, give me something that is not the usual thing, something that's outstanding, something that's surprising, something that's new and different about you. It could be, again, something surprising about a client that you helped. I helped a client the other day who was scared to death of going online. Afterwards, he had such a good time and he found, you know what? He said to me, Linda, you know what? It was actually fun. Thank you. Like, the camera's not so bad. It's just like talking to people, except you don't see their eyes. Anyway, you guys are going to now practice that. We're going to put you into breakout rooms for 10 minutes. And each of you is going to practice a little pitch, a presentation of yourself. And I want you to think of that wow opening, something different, not, hi, I'm Linda, and I do presentation and media training, and I work at the foreign ministry. No. Start with something a little different. Maybe it's something about your passion. I had one client that I worked with who said, you know, I've always had a passion about giving to people and choosing presents. So now I offer these beautiful gifts, and every time you give a gift, part of the proceeds go to this nonprofit organization, or the people who are working are disabled people and they are part of the whole business. You know, like, okay, you know, find a different way. Think out of the box, be creative, try it. This is a lab, so do your best. Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
and just to add, so for 1 minute, give your wow opening, and then for the other minute, receive some feedback from the others in your room, and then go on to the next person. So don't spend too much time on the first person. After two and a half minutes, switch to the other person. And Linda, did you have someone who should pay attention to that? Like, one of them should keep an eye on, should host the room?
Yes, I think the person who had their birthday most recently should be the one who keeps an eye on the room. I had my birthday like a week ago, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get that. Okay.
That's good.
Okay, I will create the rooms now.
Just a note, please, everyone, open your camera so every other person in the room would be able to see you, because that's the meaning of networking, to get to know each other. So please, please, please open your camera. Ooh. Have fun.
back now. Rivka, how was
Hi,
your
Rivka.
room?
How are you?
Here. That was really cool. It was really interesting to get to know Diana. It's not Levia, it's Diana.
Cool.
All right. Well, people, it's time to go to bed. No.
Sorry,
It's
been a
time
long
to leave. Rivka, you want to say anything?
No, thank you to you and Linda for coming, for organizing it, for being by my side. And thank you all for coming. You are the ones who made it reality. So see you next time. See you around.
Yes, see you next time. So maybe in 1-2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, keep this up, guys. Thank you so much for organizing this again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much.
Enjoyed your
Thank
time,
you.
Linda. Thanks a lot. And thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you. It was very practical.
Later.
Thank you, Noam.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.